DreAllDay.com.
What's going on, everybody? The topic we're going to talk in this video, this is Dre Baldwin, by the way, DreAllDay.com, balloverseas.com. The topic is for those of you players who are coming from a small school and you want to get on playing professional basketball overseas. You need to understand that you're going to be playing in what I call a road game. Now, I'm not talking about the road games that you play when you're on a team and you have to travel to another team's arena and play in the game, but I am talking about that. This is a metaphor when I say a road game. A road game is your understanding that you're in a situation that is not necessarily set up for you to succeed. It is not set up for everything to work in your favor, and it actually may be set up in such a way that it actually makes it harder for you than it is on some other people out there. And I want you to understand, those of you coming from a JUCO or a D3 school, maybe even some D2 schools or an NAIA school, or if you didn't play in school, you're coming from anywhere other than a D1 school or maybe one of the top D2 programs, or you don't know anybody, you don't have any connections, you don't have a hookup from anybody, and you're trying to play professional basketball right now overseas. Maybe you don't even have an agent, you don't have anyone representing you, anybody vouching for you, anybody advocating on your behalf. You're playing a road game. And I want you to understand, some of you may already be in the midst of this road game. I want you to understand that it may be like this. This is just the way that this just may be the way that it's going to have to go for you, at least for some points of your career. And I'm telling you this to help you steel your mental toughness. Not steal as in take from you, but steal as in S-T-E-E-L, to make it tougher, to make it stronger. For you to understand that this just may be the way it is, so that you're not looking at this like, oh, well, it's only a temporary thing, or eventually one day it's going to turn around. It might not turn around. You might have to you might just have to work through this being this way that it is. And I want you to understand, coming from that small school or an undecorated background, you're going to see other people get much easier paths to an overseas opportunity than you had. I remember when I was playing in Germany, I met this kid who was playing on a team out there. I think he was playing in the Pro B League in Germany. I think that's the league that this guy was on. He was a Division III player as well. He was a couple years younger than me, but he had played at a D3 as well. And he was playing, I think, his first year out of college, playing for this team in Germany. And I asked him how he got his job. And he said the assistant athletic director at his school was a German man, and that man happened to work for, in the off season, or somehow he worked for this professional basketball team in Germany. So this dude, just by a stroke of luck, had a direct connection to go straight overseas after he graduated from college out of a D3 school. That kind of luck never happened for me. And I would assume that if you're watching or listening to me right now, that kind of luck never happened for you either. And I want you to understand, when you hear a story like that, don't feel sorry for yourself. Don't be envious of somebody else who had some luck happen their way. Just know that when you're on the road, you just got to be willing to do everything that you need to do to make sure you win that game. I mean, you watch football games or baseball games or basketball games, and you see when that team is on the road. I'll tell you something about me. Whenever I watch a basketball video, or I watch, like, let's say I watch an old Kobe video or a Michael Jordan video, or fill in the blank, whatever player you like, I like watching their videos, their games, when they played on the road more than I like watching their home games. Honestly, I like watching the road games better, because in the home games, every time the player scores or they make a good play, the whole crowd is cheering and everybody's all excited. I like the energy better. Maybe this is just the athlete in me, maybe it's just the competitor in me. I like the energy better when Kobe scores on a road game and everybody in the crowd is like groaning because they don't want him to score any points, because they know the more points he scores, probably the worse chance that the home team is going to win. Or when Michael Jordan makes a play and the crowd it might be like a ooh and an ah from the crowd, but it's in reverence, because they're like, all right, we don't want this guy to do that, but damn, we got to respect, that was a nice move that he just did right there. I like watching the road games because it takes a whole lot more mental toughness to win on the road in basketball and in life than it does to win at home. A home game, and by comparison, because I talked about the metaphor of the road game, a home game is when everything is set up in your favor. For example, you play on a sports team and your dad is the coach, or your dad's cool with the coach, you know you're going to get playing time. You know you can mess up and you're not going to get yelled at, or things are kind of set up in your favor. If you happen to know somebody who knows somebody, you got to hook up to a certain situation. And this doesn't have to even be in sports. This is something that can apply to life as well. A home game is when everything is kind of set up for you to succeed. It doesn't guarantee that you will succeed, but it'll be a whole lot easier to succeed when you're playing at home than it is when you're playing on the road. And this is why you hear people say, for a team to win a championship in sports, those of you who have played overseas, or even those of you who played basketball in college, even if you play basketball in the street, you understand that it takes a whole lot more heart, a whole lot more mental toughness, and a whole lot more discipline to win on the road than it does to win at home. Even though it's still the same game of basketball, the ball is still the same, the height of the rim is still 10 feet. What's the difference? The difference is you're not in a familiar environment. The people who are there are not cheering for you. They're probably cheering against you. Nobody would be mad if you had a terrible day and your team failed and had to leave with your proverbial tail between your legs. Nobody is hoping for you to succeed when you're playing in a road game. Nobody is going to do anything to help you succeed when you're playing in a road game. They may actually do things to hurt you, to get in your way, to block you when you're playing in a road game. And all of these things will require you to be very mentally tough, extremely disciplined, and you have to remain confident even when it seems like this road game is working against you. It's one of those games where it's just not your day. You know what I mean? You know, situations seem like it's just not your day, or it's just not your month, or maybe it's just not your year. When you're in that situation, I'm just saying that's a road game. And if you want to be a champion in life, basketball, business, anything in life, you got to learn how to win on the road. When things are not set up for you, things are not working in your favor, and nobody seems to give a damn that nothing is working to help you get to where you want to get to. So that's the whole mentality of playing that road game. And here's the benefit of playing those games on the road. For those players who are listening to this right now or watching this and you've been grinding, trying to get your gig, trying to get on overseas, and it hasn't really been working, and you're listening to what I'm saying right now, you're like, Dre, you know what? That's exactly what I'm going through. I am playing a road game. Nothing is working in my favor. Nobody really seems to give a damn about helping me out. And you might be thinking about hanging it up. You might think, you know what? Maybe I could start a business or go get me a job, or forget about, or just keep working at my job and forget about this basketball thing and not keep trying, because this is a road game. It's not set up for me to win. All these other people had these benefits and advantages that I didn't have. Maybe I should just give it up. Let me try to appeal to you with this right here as to why you might want to reconsider and keep going. Is because when you learn to win on the road in life, all right, again, this could be in basketball, this could be in anything you do. When you learn to win on the road, to create success, even though the situation is set up for you to fail, here's what happens. You develop a level of not only mental toughness, but a level of confidence that you can't get by thinking about winning a road game. You can't get it by watching Kobe do it on YouTube. You can't get it by talking about it. You can't get it through listening to me talk about it. You can only get that level of confidence, that level of mental toughness, that self-assuredness that you just know you're going to make things work out one way or another. You can only develop that through going to a road game on your own, you personally, and winning that road game. Knowing that you walked in there, nothing working in your favor, nobody knowing you, nobody trying to help you out, nobody hooking you up, and you made it happen anyway. Listen, there's nothing that you can read or watch or look at or observe as a spectator that can give you the level of mental toughness, confidence, and self-assuredness that comes from knowing that you did that yourself, you actually doing it. That's why you might want to stay in this road game, because I'm going to tell you something right here. Whether you continue to play ball or not, whether you watching this, maybe you're not even a ball player, you're just watching it out of general interest, you have to win some road games in your life to build that kind of confidence. The people you see who seem to just have this innate confidence, they just got this self-assurance, a self-assuredness that you don't even know where it's coming from. They just seem so confident, they believe in themselves so much, and you don't even understand where it's coming from or why or how. I guarantee you it's because they won some road games in their lives. That's how they're able to carry that confidence. I'm not talking about a person who's won all home games. And this is one of the, just as a side note, this is one of the side things that detractions, I guess we could say, for lack of a better term, that's slipping my mind. But one of the things that don't work so well for someone who may be born into a family where they have a lot of advantages, or they have a lot of privileges, where things are already set up, their parents were so successful that they don't have to go that hard to have a relative level of success themselves, is because they don't have to earn it. They don't have to take it. they don't have to go on the road as often. Their life is set up as a home game because they got the good luck, quote unquote good luck, that their parents created so much success for them that they didn't have to do all the stuff that maybe you had to do, or maybe that I had to do, or maybe someone who doesn't come from a privileged background has to do. That's one of the bad things maybe about being born into a situation like that. Now, I don't know from firsthand experience, maybe you do, but those of you who weren't, like myself, especially in the basketball world, playing that road game has benefits, hidden benefits that a lot of times people won't tell you about these benefits that I just explained. But that's why I like watching road games when I watch athletes play, because I'm like, that's a level of heart. It ain't just about talent. It ain't just about skill. It's not just about game. You need all of those, but that heart, that mental toughness, you only get that when you're playing games on the road. So if you're on a road game right now, don't turn around and go home. Understand that it's just like Hernan Cortez in Mexico, or what they now call Mexico. That whole story about burning the boats, those were the guys who conquered Mexico. They conquered the Aztecs because that dude sunk the boats or burned the boats or whatever the story is, different versions depending on who you ask. They got rid of the boats, so they had no way of turning around and going home. We either fight here and win, or we fight here and get killed and they're gonna eat us alive, but either way, we can't leave. And that's the mentality that you gotta have to win on the road. And if you win, or if you don't win, you die. So you ain't got nothing to worry about after that. You can't worry when you're dead. But if you win, you're gonna have a level of, your mind's gonna be in a place that I can't even explain it. You can't even explain it. You wouldn't even understand until you get there. And if any of you didn't know, we are putting these, if you're watching this on video right now, all of these are coming on the Overseas Basketball Blueprint podcast. Some of y'all may be listening to this on the podcast right now. So let me know, those of y'all who are listening to the podcast, by leaving a review. Leaving a review is the thing that you write out, and also a rating of the show. Let me know what you think of the material. Let me know what you think of how we're putting these out, because I do these on video, and then we take the audio, we put it on the podcast. But if there's anybody has any issues, questions, concerns, comments, criticism, go ahead and leave it as a review, or you can just hit me up directly. Y'all know how to find me. You can leave a comment on YouTube, hit me in a DM on Instagram. You can reply me on Twitter. My email is dre@dreallday.com. That's my direct personal email. And just let me know what you think of the show. Let me know what you think of this material. Is there anything else that I should cover? So again, Overseas Basketball Blueprint podcast is on, for those of y'all watching on video, it's on Apple Podcasts, SoundCloud, Spotify, all the podcasting apps. All the overseas basketball material that I have made and will be making will be on there. And if we decide to just do this straight through audio, like straight audio, not off the video, but straight audio, then everything's gonna be on that podcast. So those of y'all watching on YouTube, subscribe to me on YouTube. Make sure you subscribe to the podcast too, because I might put some stuff on there that is not on the YouTube feed. So just pay attention to that. Stay awake, all right? Don't get caught sleeping. Everybody work on your game. Make sure you get that Overseas Basketball Blueprint book by going to balloverseas.com. The book is already paid for. All you do is take care of the shipping. 237 pages of the full blueprint of how to get your gig overseas, like not now, but right now. Work on your game. Dre all day.